We'll walk back a little bit in Stingray's career. I know you started karting when you were very young, represented the USA. What point did you decide, well, maybe this is something I'd like to do for a career?
I think that my parents can vouch for this, but they thought it was kind of a phase I was going through when I was 5. I was like,
I want to be... those phases, right?
Exactly. So I wanted to be a Formula car driver. And like, oh yeah, just a phase. We'll get him a go-kart, do the whole racing parents deal, and then it just didn't stop. The phase continued on. So right from the get-go, my first years in karting, I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
You're with a team now that's won a lot of championships. I know you really enjoy the way they work with driver development, and have helped you out. Maybe walk me through what they do different than the other teams you've worked with to help you develop as a driver.
Yeah, I think Juncos, they've got a lot of time working with drivers that need the development, and then they've also got the drivers that have the experience and know how to drive. So it's good to kind of see the comparison, and they can develop a car around each driver. So for sure, their engineering is a huge part of what makes their team great, and also their leadership. Ricardo Juncos is a great leader. Ernie's another guy on the team that just kind of sets them apart from the rest. So it's good to have a good group of guys around us.
I know we've got some hats to give away if anyone has questions.
What made you like racing?
Well, my name is Stingray, and so that kind of proves that my parents were big Corvette fans. They named me after the Corvette, so I grew up around cars at an early age. I took my first steps at a Corvette club meeting, actually. So I like cars really early on, and I got my passion for racing from that same age.
What's the weirdest question you've ever been asked?
Probably that one. Actually, I don't know. I think that I got asked my parents worked at an aquarium, and that's why my name was Stingray. That might be the weirdest.
What's the fastest you've gone in a street regular car?
That's a trick question.
No, it's not.
So, small story. I used to own a Mini Cooper, the 2004 Mini Cooper S, and I was driving down the highway one day, and I just saw this car go flying by me. I'm like, oh, sweet, open door. So I pulled in behind him, started following him, and I wasn't really paying attention. We were just cruising along. I looked down on the speedometer, and it's like 102, I think. So that's probably the fastest I've ever gone. My car now is a 1973 Toyota Land Cruiser, so that's kind of hard to go fast in that. It maxes out at about 75, and I'm pretty scared after that point. So.
Where did you start your go-kart career at?
We have a little track near where I live. It's called Snake River Carters. It's about, I think it's an 1/8 mile road course there. Super bumpy, don't have hardly any time to breathe. But from there, I went to races in Tri-Cities, Washington, Salt Lake, Portland. I've raced here in the area quite a bit at Pat Taker's Racing Complex. It's a really fun track.
Obviously, Stingray, you see a lot of people here with Stingray gear today. How many people, do you know how many you have supporters? I know this is probably, about 400 miles from Idaho? Yes, Idaho. How many people do you have, and how cool is it to have this many people here supporting you?
Yeah, this weekend I think we have a little over 200 fans, friends, and family here supporting us, and hopefully we'll continue to have that. Yeah. So it's pretty special to have everyone here. I think I'm a lot more comfortable having my loved ones around and just having their support.
What's your favorite kind of car?
My favorite kind of car? This is also a trick question, just so we know. Stingray Corvettes are cool. Good. New or old? The new C8s are awesome. The mid-engine Corvettes are sweet. I really like the C2 Stingray Corvettes as well.
Okay, so emotions going through your head into corner one on this race, what will it be?
In this race or last race?
Both.
Okay, so last race was kind of, it was all the emotions. Turn one, you're looking into a clean corner, and I had a really good jump on the start, so I was really excited to go into the rest of the race. And that ended pretty quickly. I had a good open gap to go turn in into turn one, and pretty soon I was turning around looking backwards at the whole field head on at me. So that was kind of scary. And then at that point I kind of recovered, got the car turned back around, and I was super mad. And then we also had the dash failure. So I was again really mad, kind of panicked, but it was one of those days where in racing you gotta move on to the next. I was speaking to someone yesterday. I said life doesn't get easier, you just get better. And I think I kind of jinxed myself yesterday with that.
Do you think everybody is going to be as aggressive in the first corner again on this race?
With as many drivers that cut through turn 1 yesterday, I think everyone might be a little bit more reserved. So hopefully we can use our brakes better today and everyone make it through turn 1. It'd be really nice.
What kind of tires do you run on your personal vehicles?
That right there, Cooper ST Max. They're awesome tires.
Why number 2?
Why number 2? So my car number's number 2 because I'm second on track, God's first. And it's the same thing for my life.
Who are you rooting for in the Indies today?
Okay, who am I rooting for in IndyCar? I'm a little biased. Alexander Rossi I'm a huge fan of because I've got to sit down and talk to him a little bit. So hopefully he can have a good run at the end of the season. He's in the run for the championship still, so I'd like to see him finish strong.
You've got a couple weeks off. What do you do to prepare for the next event, for the finale? You know, it's you get 2 weeks to. Do you train? Do you go on the simulator? Do you work with the engineers? What's the next process to get ready for the next event?
Yeah, so in between Portland and Laguna Seca, I'm going to be going to the sim in Indy with the team and training with them for a couple of days. And then I'll be training at home as well. You know, I started doing CrossFit this year, so it's been really good, I think, for my fitness overall in the race car. Last few months have been kind of difficult to get into the gym because we've been on the road so much. But yeah, I think it would be really beneficial to have a good race in Laguna Seca. I mean, as we all know, finale races are always where people look, so hopefully I can end on that top step.
Good. Obviously, you're racing here with IndyCar this weekend. You get used to that. How cool is that for a young driver to be racing in front of all the fans, IndyCar team owners, other drivers? Is that pretty special?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's a pretty unique situation we have here running on the same weekends as professional motorsports. So, and it's cool to kind of rub elbows with the IndyCar guys. Like I said, I've gotten to sit down and talk with Alexander Rossi a few times, and I've actually gotten to speak with Mario Andretti and just some of the names that are big in racing that I've gotten to experience. And like yourself, I mean, Steve is a great guy, and you've been in the motorsport industry a long time, so it's kind of cool to see all the different relations throughout the series.
In fact, he looking for me to write something really nice about him today, which I usually do. He's an easy guy to like and an easy guy to cheer for. You know, I'm not supposed to cheer, but I always like to see good people do well, and this is a good person and a good family, so it's always nice. I'm predicting a win today. That's where I'm going. You know, I'm usually pretty good at that, so we'll see.